Who wants to say what happened last time on Rime of the Not So Frostmaiden?
I could do it. I
Go
took
for it,
notes
Ren.
last
Go
time.
for it. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, we had exploding dragon poop because it's in caps in my notes. So I had to I had to put that on top of my notes. So we were in the room with the diamonds in it, and the there was a fancy hammer that Naval had that kind of threw a temper tantrum like a little toddler when he tried to let me use it and just embedded itself in the ceiling. And I'm a dum dum and forgot that I could have just walked on the ceiling and grabbed it. But, sometimes it'd be like that. And while we were trying to figure out what was going on with this hammer, Sire's just like, oh, I'm going to go set some traps. And then does way more than just set traps and gets herself caught by a general, I believe that it was, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
7 other people. I think I did the math right on that. Um, whilst trying to get some pickaxes for us to be able to get some of these diamonds out of this wall. And upon it taking a long time and Steinar noticing it, Ren is just kind of like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go check on that real quick. Don't mind me." And locate what I assume to be Syra. I only noticed that it's a female drow voice, but I put the pieces together after a while. Uh, talking about how they were just getting these pickaxes for a friend and doing them a favor, and they're just going to leave them in this hallway, and she can manage on her own. And the general's just like, "No, fam, you're a lady. I'm not just going to leave a sister drow alone and unguarded. We'll we'll make sure you get where you need to go." And after some stealthy, invisible misadventures and walking on the ceiling with some pickaxes, uh, Red grabs those pickaxes and books it on the ceiling back to the group, while Syra and the general and his friends end up going towards a broken lift with, I do believe, a Lady Tatiana Drow, who seemed very oomph. Yes. Uh, and they were talking about Drow stuff in the lift, while back in the diamond room we were trying to do some creepy mind link stuff with Naval and Thynar and Kappa. And I ran in on the ceiling and told them about how Syra was pretty much kidnapped indirectly. And we decided to try and find somewhere safe to rest and leave behind a clue in hopes that Syra, with all her sirenness, would just be like, oh, yes, there's this stick of dynamite here that does not belong. So they're in the dynamite room. And so I think when we finished, our plan was to leave this stick of dynamite and make our way back to the dynamite cave room from when we first entered all of these times. I think I got everything.
So you brought back Ren brought back the pickaxes though, right?
Yes, correct. 3 of them, if I remember correctly.
So I'm gonna pick one up. Um, Do you guys want me to hit the wall, or are we leaving now?
If I just ran on the ceiling and grabbed these pickaxes for no one to use,
Right, got it. I'm gonna take one and swing it at the wall.
So, minor technicality, when we ended, you all were already leaving the diamond mine. Because it was discussed as far as what are we going to do about these traps, and Thanar was said, let's just disable them and go. Because however, how close this was, they know we're here, now double time.
Okay,
Because
so
we let 2 drow leave, and however, Ren wasn't gone very far, so these had to be very close. And Thynar even said either they know we're here and we were almost attacked and Syra put them off, or they know we're here and they're setting up traps, or they're going to come back with more big bats.
so
yeah,
we're
because we
leaving
had one,
now.
yeah, we had one
Put it
drow and
down.
2
Yeah.
Duragar that ran away on us.
I'm just
Oh,
saying, if you want to stop, you guys were. The plan was, let's just go. We know where the diamonds are. It's better to get some sort of a rest because Thynar said he's got nothing left. If we get more shit if we get more dragon poop hitting the proverbial fan, we're done. There's he the only thing he's got is his hammer to smack flesh. Um, so if you guys want to back up a smidge and attempt to mine some diamonds instead of leaving immediately, we could definitely do that.
Life is better than diamonds. I mean, but diamonds also bring life, so it's a struggle.
Hey,
so we're leaving. I'm just gonna put it down and grab the rest of my stuff and head towards the door.
Maybe we leave behind a pickaxe with a stick of dynamite for Syra to grab some diamonds.
it's not a bad idea.
Right, so grab the rope, those of you who can't see in the dark.
Aye.
And
Oh,
Ren,
right
we're
here.
kind of just following your lead here,
Right
trying to
here.
be as quiet as possible.
Okay. So we decided that we're just undoing the tripwires, correct?
That is what I remember. Is Thynar asked you if you thought you could quickly disable them, or if it would just be easier just to cut them and go. Because he feels rushed, like time is of the essence. We're either going to get out of here just in time to not be killed, or we're going to waste more
Aye.
time trying to disable the traps, wind everything back up, put them away to be reused. It's quicker just to because they're just tripwires, so they're not attached
Yeah.
to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think we were just going to cut them because there's 3 of them.
right,
That can be done. And as we move forward, uh, the cloak that we previously had taken off, uh, we're just going to kind of be sweeping it along the floor just barely in front of us to move the ball bearings out of the way for our comrades that can't see in the dark behind us.
perfect. That's a fantastic idea, and I'm glad
Aye.
you thought of it because I would have hated to have Naval fall flat on his face again.
Oh, I've learned our DM well enough to
It,
to
I mean, it
remember
is
that.
funny when it happens, though.
All right, so I need those of you in that ye old section to give me some stealth rolls. And we are wearing armor. but we're dwarf, so I think this is just regular. Marigold with a 22? Oh!
Doesn't happen very often.
Kef with a 6 makes sense. Red with a 13? Damn.
I don't like that 7 that I rolled. That's not our friend.
Okay. You all make it to the center large molten lava room, seemingly without issue, after Ren has cut the tripwires and moved some ball bearings out of the way. The rest of you just kind of walk slowly, again, holding onto this rope until you can see the light of the lava, and then, you're still holding onto the rope, but you're not as dependent upon it for sight. So you all get to that section. Ren, with you leading, go ahead and give me a perception check. Okay. Remembering that this room is 300 feet across, and in the center is this giant platform being suspended by 3 sets of large chains. And there are 3 tightly bound metallic bridges on 3 different sides of this platform. From what you can see, you do not see any visible enemies.
Would relay that to the group. We don't see anybody, but don't get loud. Okay? Let's keep going.
Hey,
I don't
Okay.
know where we're going. I'll follow you guys.
Wasn't that the point, dear?
I'm glad we're all on board. Let's go.
hey, let's go.
To keep going down
Okay.
the tunnel we originally came.
Just go.
So give me a survival check. As originally you were following Syra, who had the map, and now you're in a large chamber where there's multiple tunnels. Okay. You're fairly certain that it's the one that is maybe about 3 entrances down from your right. You think?
Let's go with that one.
Okay. Going into that chamber, or going down that way, walking for about 25 or so feet, with your dark vision, you can see some sort of odd reflective shimmer to the ground. And kind of like a longer oval shape.
Would stop walking. Pause the group as they come up behind. We see something up ahead, and we don't have Syra to quick scout. So, if you give me just a moment, maybe. Should I go check it out?
I mean, I can't see you right now anyway, so I mean, I hear you, but like, oh,
How far ahead is it?
How far ahead is it, DM?
from you, it's now probably 25 feet away, and the oval shape is maybe 3 feet long, and it's not a perfect oval. It's just overall, it's an oval, and it's
Right.
some sort of reflective surface material. You're not sure.
We will go ahead and check it out.
Did you relay how far it was?
I would have, yes.
Okay, I'd be like, wait, don't move. So, as an action, I want to use magic awareness. It says, as an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover. You learn which school of magic it belongs to, and I think that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. So as soon as you open yourself to this sense, you kind of focus and um, the proverbial third eye opens and you stretch out your awareness to try and do these things. There's a few things that almost blind you in that sense that you quicker than normal shut it off. Within very close proximity, maybe 5 to 10 feet, there are three blinding white religious artifacts. Radiant artifacts within immediate proximity that just that you just it was almost as if you were in complete darkness there and you open up a door into a room full of mirrors and one light source and all that light just ricochets all over and blinds you.
I didn't get any further than that, though.
No.
I'm gonna. Oh! Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna try to see if I can figure out what it is, but I can't. Go on. Never mind.
But you do know it's radiant energy.
What came from
Yep.
further away or what's
What
close?
what is close?
Okay, so I'm going to assume that perhaps the naughty hammer is probably one of those and just keep it to myself for now.
Okay.
We continue like we planned.
Okay.
Hold a moment as we go forward.
And what are you doing to try to figure this out? What are you doing? What is Ren doing?
Well, first of all, we would move the probably 20 feet and then very slowly that last 5 feet
Okay.
and looking at it to see what it is, almost kind of like whenever you take a walk and you find something in the forest and you're like, oh, what is this before I poke it? That.
So with dark vision, it's hard to see what it's just a weird, strange reflective surface. You're not you don't see colors. Um, so it's an odd reflective surface. Are you like getting down your hands and knees and like really looking at this, or are you just kind of being a little step put offish?
Well, first, I'd like to throw a pebble at it.
Okay. Pebble falls into it. No no seeming effect other than a pebble landing on the ground.
Okay, we would then crouch down and take our dagger and like scrape across the top to see if it's actually part of the soil or is it something
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
soil.
Um. Just give me an investigation roll. Okay. You with your dagger scraping across the top. It's no different than scraping onto any sort of soil surface. Um, if you scrape the same spot a few times, eventually the color changes from the reflective to being nothing, as is typical of seeing like regular dirt. So whatever this is definitely on the surface, it's a little bit like absorbed down into the dirt, but if you dig far enough, it's not as deep. It might be maybe half an inch deep.
Does it seem to be dry, or is it something that's like moist in the soil?
From you just using your dagger, you're not sure. And again, with dark vision, you don't get a whole lot of detail to be able to see the changes of different aspects like that.
Can we
It's not.
touch it?
It's not. Yeah, you can. If you want to touch it, go ahead.
Would touch it, the like,
Okay.
get a little on our finger and this kind of feel it.
It feels a little wet and kind of like dirt.
All right, well, pitter pattered back to the group and relay the weird, shiny, kind of sort of wet dirt information.
Can we walk around it? Is there
Mm,
space? Can we step over it?
it's you could. Some of you could step over it. The I think that the problem here is only like a couple of us have dark vision, right? So those of you without it, on your best days are probably still gonna step in whatever this is.
They could
Did
tell
did,
us to stop and I could just toss you all over it. Anybody want to
did,
be tossed?
did you smell it? Does it have a smell? Is it like toxic or something?
Can we smell our fingers?
A very familiar scent of blood. Do
Smells
you
like
share
food.
that? Food. Like ale.
Mm, more like meat.
What kind of meat is liquidy? I don't know that I want a liquid steak.
Well, a good steak is juicy, so steak juices, perhaps.
So it's blood. Why not just say blood?
Meh.
You're kind of a weird one, aren't you? He starts looking around and goes, "Oh, you know, I think this is the place where Cyber was dead."
Did we just sniff Syra?
I mean, there's the whole lava area, and we did come like around a corner, right? And then there she was dead, and I had to like cast a spell to bring her back. We were on the cusp of losing her. I think you just found her not yet dried blood.
So that means we're on the right track and we should keep going, right?
Oh, aye.
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh, I remember that stupid giraffe. Ugh, they got away from us.
Aye.
Still don't know how he saw us, but I guess we'll continue. Ren would totally keep trudging along the path. Still mad that the drow saw us.
Coming around the bend into a very familiar room where there's more of the shiny puddles. Off to one corner is a specifically large puddle of shiny where Ren themselves fell. Um, but dead Duragar body gone. No, well, no obvious drag marks that you can see, Ren, with your dark vision. Kind of making your way through that tunnel opening and down. And just as you're turning over to the right, where is a small hallway that leads into that section, you can see down that particular hallway. Since you're probably about 20 or so feet ahead of the group, Ren, you can see as you look down that hallway into the room where you found the dynamite, there appears to be some sort of light source, some sort of flickering light within there.
Is it
You don't see the
filling the
source
whole room?
itself. You don't see the source of the light itself. You just see the flickering of some kind of light. It's not.
Does it fill the
It's
whole room?
no, it does not.
All right, well, we pause, wait for the group to catch up to us. There's some light in there.
Oh shite! God, why do you do this? You're constant with your sneaking, you're disappearing. Well, you need a bell, so you can just ring it or something, like a small little, not like a big ding 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 ding, but like a little, so that we know where you are.
Should we just blow on you before we speak?
Someone had one, I could swear, at some point. I
I
remember
know.
lighting one up. Wasn't me. Maybe it was...
There's a terrible
maybe it was...
joke there somewhere that, no, it's fine. Anyhow,
Right.
what were you saying?
Well, there seems to be some light flickering in that room. And we remember previously there was no light when we first found it.
Aye, it
But,
was dark.
yes, it doesn't seem to be covering the whole room, so...
We're just
we
gonna
could
stay here then, yeah? You're gonna go and do your invisible dark shit, right?
Yeah, we could attempt to use our skills to see who's in there. You feel safe enough to be left here? I know
I mean, I can see
this
that
one can
60
see.
feet. Aye, go. We'll just be here. Capel's getting hungry. And he's all out of jerky.
Trying to stay in the darkness.
Okay, give me another stealth roll. $21.
Much better than 13.
Let's see. Versus... Oh, God, yeah. As you hug the wall a little bit, making your way further along the hallway, you can see that on the far right-hand corner, as you're entering the hallway, the right-hand wall is where the map was. The left-hand wall is where the crack is. On the far right-hand corner, you can see there is a small candle that's lit. And the candle doesn't give off a lot of light, but you hear a strange, like, scratching noise. As you kind of peer in, letting your eyes adjust from pure dark vision to a little bit of candlelight, you see a short figure wearing, looks like some sort of winter garb, and from where you are, just difference in height is such you can see this large open tome in front of them, and just this quill constantly writing things as they're looking up at this map and writing things. Oblivious to your presence. What do you do?
Do we recognize them?
Give me a perception check. No, not particularly. You can tell they're not. They're they're either hunched over or of shorter stalk. But you just see the back of them, and again with this large, the tome is almost bigger than they are, and just this quill just keeps making scratches in different things, and they look up again at this map and they do more scratches, and you see they turn it around and they flip the feather across the page and turn it back around to the quill side, and they just keep etching.
We would like to throw a pebble, but arch it in such a way where it appears to be falling from the ceiling right behind them in hopes that we get them to turn around so we can see their front.
So you want to arch it so it falls behind them.
Correct. So that they turn around so that we can see their front. But making it
Okay.
seem like a pebble just fell from the ceiling.
Give me just a straight dexterity roll.
Okay.
Okay. Kind of looking about where that crack of the wall is, there's plenty of fallen debris and rubble. You can pick one up, and it's like hardened clay. You kind of just crack at it until you get a small piece that you're looking for, and you just lob it ever so gently to where it appears like it fell from the ceiling fairly close to this individual. And when it falls, they look up at the map and go back down to scratchings. Completely oblivious to the puddle that, or the clay rock that just fell.
How close can we get to the map wall and looking at their front while staying in the darkness?
Not at all. The candle is, he's got the candle right there at the map, so whatever this individual is, they can see. And candles don't give a lot of light, but it's enough that if you get close enough to that map or to that side to try to get a look at the front, you're no longer in shadows. You're just not.
And if I walk on the ceiling?
This it's not a. I mean, none of these rooms are very tall. The tallest room was that diamond mine. Well, the tallest room would be the lava room, but then the diamond mine was the second tallest. This is maybe 10-foot tall room, and the
Okay. I couldn't
candlelight is
remember how
enough. Yeah,
high.
yeah. The candlelight is enough that it hits the ceiling, the floor, and this wall, but like the whole back left-hand side where the crack is still in darkness. So that's where I imagine you came in at, hugging the shadows
Yep,
and
exactly.
wrapping it around like a warm blanket.
It's my favorite thing. All right, so we would head back out and relay the information, honestly, to Naval. Naval seems the smartest to us. And for some reason, we trust him the most. I don't know why, but we do.
So yeah, so you're just telling him everything that you saw.
Mhm.
Does any of it ring
Yep.
any kind of bells to me of what she's describing, what she saw?
Mm, it does.
Okay.
Um, Especially the dedication to writing.
Uh-huh.
It
Uh-huh.
vaguely reminds you of a particular gnome who went with
Yeah.
you to see another gnome about
Uh-huh.
magical things. It vaguely
Yeah,
reminds you of
uh-huh.
Marcel, especially the giant tome that is bigger than him that he can
Yeah.
somehow carry, and his quill, which can write anything and erase anything,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
his
so
obsession with details as far as this
yeah.
is concerned.
Okay. So yeah, as soon as Ren is finished describing this information to Naval, he kind of has like his hand on his chin. He's kind of thinking a bit, and he's like, "I think I know who that is. A friend, someone you may not know, but a friend of a couple of ours that I've kind of known for a while. Hmm. I can always go first and kind of just get their attention, unless someone else would like to. I mean, although no, the board.
Who do you think it is, Naval? Like, what?
I think it's Marcel. Do you remember him, Thainar?
And at this point, Thiner looks around and goes, "Oh, shite! He did climb down the fucking crevice with us! Did we leave him in the map room this entire time?"
We might have.
Oh, he starts grumbling in Dwarvish.
Naval's
Wait,
kind of just chuckling to
is
himself.
is that the guy who tried to keep getting us to read a book?
Aye, that's the one.
Yeah.
He was with us up top whenever we were decimated that giant walrus thing. And then the spiders, and he climbed down with us. And then as soon as we
Or we
got to that
thought.
map room, we just kind of scattered and paid no attention to the fact that, well, where the fuck was Marcel?
Well,
Do
on
you
the
guys
bright,
misplace people often? Does this happen a lot?
No, usually they die.
yeah.
Please, can we do something?
Oh, what's that?
Do you trust us to do something?
Depends. What are you doing? Or are you just expecting me to? In that case, from what you've done so far, I would say yes, I trust you. So if you're going to do something, but never hurts to know.
So, he got on our case a lot about reading books.
Which is not a bad thing.
Eh. We do have a certain set of skills, and it's pretty dark behind him.
Ah.
You know
Are
the
you
thing
going
that
to kill
Thynar doesn't
Marcel?
like? No, we don't want to kill him. We just want to ask him if he's found any information to make for a good book. Wasn't he
I
writing one?
mean, at this point, from what you described, it sounds like he's been either taking notes on the map on the wall, or he may have just flat out written down the whole thing. I mean, potentially, we'd have to go check on him to know for sure.
We would totally just kind of wander back into the darkness,
Okay.
back into the room.
Give me another stealth roll. Okay. You fall
That's what we
back
get for
into
being
the,
a little shit.
You go back into the darkness and wander back into the room. What is it you try to do?
We would like to go up behind him.
Mhm.
And kind of akin to how we scared the shit out of Thynar. You're like, so is it a good book yet?
Okay. As you walk into that room and you get ready and you sneak up behind him, your foot steps on something that crunches. And you look down, and that's where the clay pebble that you tossed was, and your weight was enough to crush it to pieces. And then the scribblings stop, and as you say, "So," he just looks up at you and go, "Well, I wondered when you guys were gonna come back."
Well, must not be a good enough book then.
Naval just walks in. He just plops some stuff down next to a wall, sitting down. He's just like, "Ugh."
gonna walk in behind him and be like, I can't believe you guys misplaced the whole hi person. He's not
Oh,
that small.
by the way, Bookman, we found a goat person and we lost the drow.
Hi, I'm gonna shake Marcel. I'll hold my hand out to shake Marcel's hand.
When you hold your hand out, Marcel looks at his book and looks at his quill, looks at your hand, and just starts drawing and just starts etching into his book. Hello.
Good work there, little man. And I'm just gonna kind of sit down next to him.
Right, so, are any more of you gonna be coming and disrupting the alarm spell I set up down the hallway? Because now I gotta go set up another one.
I don't think so.
I mean, they lost the Cyrus gone. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she.
If you reset it when it goes off again, it's either going to be Syra or bad guys. So either way would
Yep.
be nice to know
Well,
somebody.
either way, we'll have a heads up.
Great.
And he puts the quill into the book and he closes the book and the book and just like sparkles just vanishes and he takes his little candle and he starts hobbling down the hallway, setting his candle down and reaching into a pouch on the side, and he seems to just pull out this shining silver thread that just doesn't seem to end as he ritually casts the alarm spell on the hallway you all came from, as well as a section of hallway you all never explored. So whenever he sets that up and he gets back up, picks up his candle, and hobbles back in there and sets the candle again on the far side so that there's the least amount of light is visible. Um, and he says, wow, and he kind of gestures to the map. And what you didn't see before, but you kind of can it now, is under the map there are writings. And it seems as though he has taken some time to make the writings more legible. And he goes, I've been having a great time learning about why they close these mines. We don't want to go down. Nope. Don't want to go down.
so why did they
Well, good
close the
thing you good.
mines?
Um, something about never heard from them again. I think this one is monster or abyssal terror. Hard to say.
Oh,
Aren't they the same thing?
Well, I mean, an abyssal terror is like, in my book, a level above just a regular monster.
I mean, it sounds like it. Good thing we didn't see one of those.
Maybe we just didn't go deep enough. I know there's a lift that goes down.
Oh, I hope it goes up.
That's what I was thinking.
We do
I
not want to
thought
go down.
I thought we were taking it up when we got there, but we didn't get there. So
If only this map was a map of more floors. Very inefficient.
So what's
You all look really banged up, actually. Are you okay?
no,
We
I'm
need
hurt.
sleep.
I'm hurt. I need
Mhm.
sleep. Patch myself up. Oh,
We were hoping to get some rest and wait for Syra.
we left behind some clues. Let them kind of figure out where we are. So hopefully they'll find us.
Well, I mean, the alarm spell's up. I can't see very well without my candle, so...
I can
I,
see quite a ways, so
I,
there's that.
I mean, I can see, it's just not very well.
Well, at least, well, I know I couldn't see shite, so I didn't have the most fun time versus the people that can kind of see in the dark. So,
All right.
ugh.
Well, I'll take first watch since. And he looks over at you, Ren. You got stabbed. That's bad. You should go sleep.
Yeah. Seems fair enough.
I'll wake up Thynar for second watch. And then Ren, you'll be last one.
Okay.
Those
Seems
of
fair
us that
enough.
can see in the dark. Don't mind me and my candle. I've got more scribblings to do, but I'll keep the lookout. And if the alarm spell wakes me up, don't worry. I will scream like my ancestors always wanted. No, that's not how the term goes. I'll scream to wake up my ancestors. There it is. I gotta fix that in my book. Turn, 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 turn. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Right, right, right. There we go.
I'm gonna prop myself up with my backpack as kind of like a pillow and cozy up in a corner. But look over at everybody and go, "Hey, those like really shiny weapons that you guys have, where'd you get those from?"
I'm glad you asked. You can read all about it in this book.
It's a trap. Don't do it.
No, it's not. Read the book.
How long is this book?
It's not
Um,
finished. It's a trap. Don't read it.
That's
It's
not a trap.
it's definitely not finished. They're right. It's not finished. I mean, it's probably at least an easy night's read of 5,000 pages.
Can you make me a copy?
If I had another book, I could.
Well, maybe we could talk about this when you could make me another copy, and I'm just gonna kind of like.
Nobody ever wants to read a book. All right, go to sleep.
Sleep.
And we will see how your night goes. Don't hit long rest yet, kids, because shit is probably going to go sideways. All right, Marcel, your shitty perception, your amazing perception roll, as you are, I mean, Red knows how perceptive Marcel is. Oh, not bad, buddy. Not bad, an 18. Okay, all right. As you guys start your long rest process, Syra will come to you. As you are in the elevator room, when we last left off with you, General Zorban and Sister Titania were having a small discussion, and you said, "Ha! I see my friend over there." As over in the corner was another drow with a knife in their hand, kind of just picking at the undersides of their nails.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
I'll look at General Zorban and be like, I'll be right back. I just need to talk to my friend real quick and head off towards the other drow.
Okay. About 50-ish or so feet away. Look at that! A Kappa has returned.
Except that I think you might have logged me and I can't. Never mind. Let me refresh this.
What?
Oh, that's why.
We hear
Never
you.
mind. Never mind.
Okay.
You know,
Hooray.
keep talking.
Okay. Well, now I gotta turn your camera on here. I don't know which one it is. Hey, it's that one. Look at that. Huzzah. I'm a winner. First try.
Actually,
Shut up.
this is This is Jitsi right now. I'm about to hop on the actual foundry.
Oh, okay. Syra, about 50 feet or so away is where this particular individual is just standing there. Again, small dagger picking at their nails. What do you do?
Walk up to him and say, "So, what's your name?"
They look up at you with kind of a look of disbelief. Look over at the other two. Look back at you. They put their dagger away at the holster in the center of their chest. They stand up very straight. And yeah, I gotta fix. That's not too bad. And they go, how can I help you, sister?
Right. So, step a little closer, please. And I'm gonna whisper to him, "I'm in a little bit of a predicament, and I could use some help. So if you don't mind, just following my lead and helping me out, I can return the favor later."
Of course, whatever you need.
And I'm gonna turn back to General Zorban and be like, "All right, so my friend here says that he can lead me to the tunnel that I'm looking for. So if you don't mind, me and him are just gonna take a little walk."
The uh, the general looks over your way and looks over at the drow you're currently in front of. And trying to follow your lead will make it roll. The person you're talking to is, as you're saying all this, face is just very blank. Not giving anything away one way or the other. And the General Zorban goes, "Is this right, Tizan? You know where the sister needs to go." And he goes, "I am doing as the sister asks." In that case, I am happy to have been able to escort you safely in these mines, and don't worry about those that seek to undermine the goddesses. That will be taken care of soon. And stay safe.
Yes, thank you for your help, and I wish you luck in your endeavors. And then I will push the other drow forward a little bit and kind of lead him out with me.
Okay. The drow, the male drow walks in front of you, looks over at you very quizzically, but kind of taking the hint, just adjusts themselves and starts just walking forward out of this entrance into the hallway with you behind. And whenever you get to that intersection where you had dropped off the pickaxes and you could have gone left down a hallway or continued forward, would have eventually taken to the diamond mine, the drow turns around and goes, "What was that hole about, sister?"
I have a mission that I really need to get back to, and the general, for kind of weird reasons, didn't want to let me go on my own. So I figured you could help me get away from him, and I can get back to my mission.
All true. Um, give me just a general charisma roll. You're not trying to persuade, you're not trying to lie, but there is a certain charm about you, so just give me just a charisma roll.
So I can't add persuasion or anything to it?
You aren't trying to persuade him anything.
Mm,
You just told him the truth, basically, but you're not trying to persuade him to do anything. You're not trying to persuade him to your side, so no.
okay, okay.
Okay. Hey, Kappa, could you put yourself to push to talk? Your munchings are loud. As you dig into the bag, it's loud. Um, he just goes, I can see where that could be troublesome. Is this where you wanted me to... Do you need me to take you further?
Um,
How far should I be gone?
you can follow me to the mine that I need to check on, but I'm pretty sure I'll find what I need there, and then you can go on your way.
Excellent.
And I'll start leading the way to the mine.
Okay. As you walk that little bit further, he goes, General Zorban has been a little pushy since the champion returned. I can see where he would have stepped in where he did not need to.
Yeah, that might have been due to me a little bit as well, because I did tell him that the mission is coming from the champion, so
He just, not that you can see, but he gives like a conversational nod, like, you come up to that section where you would turn right to go into the mines, and with your distance of dark vision, you don't see anybody. But you're not in the... I'm assuming you're going back to the diamond mine. You're not in the mine itself yet. But so you can't see the actual diamonds. And you kind of think to yourself, hot damn, they finally turned off the light. They're not being as stupid anymore. But then you see that the tripwires are all broken. The ball bearings have been pushed aside. And you remember that the general said something in Dwarvish to another dwarf who took off running after you all turned at this juncture away from the group.
yeah.
And it starts going through your mind, were they ambushed? Are they dead? And your pace quickens because you need to know. You must know. And his quickens with you, not understanding the rush. But you get into the mind when you can finally see every bit about it from the reflective surfaces of the diamonds against the far wall and all of the walls around, you see a couple of Duragar bodies. A drow body. None of your friends or allies, though. And behind you here, oh no. Maybe it's a good thing the general was with you.
Well, actually, the general saw that there was possibly some intruders in here, so we suspected that there might be something like this in here. But what I'm looking for, I'm hoping is still here. I'm hoping intruders didn't take it. So let me just do a quick look around, see what I can find, and if you can just watch my back while I look around, that'd be great.
Give me a deception roll. Because at this point, you're just hoping they left you something. Yeah, deception roll. Versus his roll. Ooh. He doesn't have a very high... He just kind of nods, goes, "Of course, sister, of course, yes." As he's looking about, very distraught at the scenes that he has seen, he just goes, "The Duragar are usually so haughty, and for a mage to fall, the general will want to know this." And he turns around and just looks towards the chamber, letting you do your work, seeming to believe your stupid fucking 6 because I rolled a 5.
First, I will use my eye for detail just to look around and see if I can spot anything. And if I don't, I'll start investigating to thoroughly go through it.
What's eye of detail give you? What's that do again?
I can make a perception check to spot hidden creatures and objects, or use an investigation check to uncover clues and decipher. I forget what they're called. Just decipher stuff.
I mean, either would work since you're using your ability, so whichever one of those you would like to roll could work here.
I'll use investigation because I think that'll be more thorough.
It's for the better part of probably about 45 minutes of just being in here and looking at everything, try to gather any possible details, because you're checking one section all around, and at one point he asks if you can help. You kind of just shush him as you continue searching for things, looking up, because you know one of your party members can climb on the ceiling. And it's not until you notice that the male drow that's with you is twirling in his hand a mining pick that you turn around and look at him and you go, just in your mind, huh? And looking around in his area, you see one of the small charges of dynamite, not used.
I'm gonna pick up the dynamite and I'm pretty sure where this came from, but I want to look at it and make sure it like actually looks like the ones that we found.
Give me an investigation roll. Why are there so many kappas?
20.
I think
Because the
one is
laptop I'm
Foundry and
using,
one is Jitsi.
it is correct. The laptop is not hooked up on the Wi-Fi, which is being slowed down by a lot of people right now. So the video and audio was making things slow, so kind of have
Got
to
it.
jerry-rig it.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna shrink this one, the view that's not working. And move this back down here. There we go. Good enough. Groovy. 20. I mean, with your vast knowledge of explosives and dynamites and the level of dust that is still on this stick, you're fairly certain that this was not here before. Because this is over by the body of the dead drow. And you remember spotting the empty potion vial and not seeing any sort of mining pick and or explosive. And here are two signs. A mining pick and an explosive.
Okay. What I'm looking for is not here, but I think I know where it is. So, my friend, you can go back and tell the general what you've seen here, and I'll go on my way to where I'm fairly positive I need to go.
Certainly, sister. Where is it you're going, so if the general asks?
I'm going to the main chamber, the lava chamber, and down one of the tunnels on the other side.
Specific and vague. Yes, ma'am.
That's the best I can do, I'm sorry.
Nope. I just hope that your mission really is for the champion. We could use some change around here. Some of the generals in her absence have tried to change things.
Well, hopefully I can help with that then.
May Lola guide your path. And he turns around and starts walking away.
Yeah. Once he's at least 30 feet away, I'll go the other way towards the lava chamber.
Okay. Um, as you are entering the hallway for the lava chamber, you can see from the southern side of the lava chamber is 7 Durgar and about 5 dwarves that are basically booking it your way. And they don't even stop to say hi or nothing. They just pass you right by, heading into that chamber as you continue your way. With the last bit of your memory for that room where you hope everybody is, you do eventually come back to them. And when you get to a certain point, everybody hears, "Oh my god, ancestors, wake up! We're under attack! Fireballs at the ready!" As Marcel is gathering some kind of energy in his hand, ready to release it down this hallway. What are you all doing?
Naval just sits up And Marcel said that pretty loudly, so yeah, he's startled. Like he just sits up and he's holding his hammer in his hand, but he's still staying sat down on the ground just to until he knows for sure what it is.
Thynar is mace and shield ready, and he just kind of shouts down the hallway. That better be you, Sire, so help me by Mortune. I'm gonna smash this hammer down this hallway and kill ye.
Can I see Thynar through the crack?
So you're looking down the hallway into the room, and standing in front of the door, because you're kind of just peeked over at this point. You're not like standing full in. Standing in front of the door, you see Marcel gathering some kind of purple electric energy in his hands, ready to release. And then, kind of a couple of feet behind him, you do see Thynar twirling his hammer, and you know that he can toss that, and it'll just come back to him. He's getting ready to Thor hammer this shit. And that's currently, and kind of off in the corner, you do see a large great axe being picked up and heaved, and it disappears from your view. But that's what you got so far.
Yep, I'm doing the classic move I've done to Thynar a few times and throwing a ball bearing at his head.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to roll a dexterity check or roll a dexterity ability, dex plus proficiency. Damn it, just roll a dex plus proficiency to chuck this thing down.
Technically, it's a 9, but
Okay. Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Oh, it's a beautiful song.
This is plus what? Oh shit, plus 5? Damn. Holy shit. Okay. As you step around to chuck the ball bearing, you see that Marcel releases his whatever it is that he was holding, because he doesn't realize who it is. Even with half cover, which I think, what do you got? Normally an 18 is what your normal AC is.
yes, 18.
So plus half cover, put you at 20. A 24 is still going to hit. As he releases this crackling purple energy, a bolt just spirals down the hallway, smacking you directly into your chest. And you're going to take some damage. Oh. Not too bad, not too bad. 3 points of lightning damage. As he releases this tether of electrical energy, grabs onto you. When it hits you, like spiders, and almost wraps around your body. And in his hand, he holds on to another bit, almost like he threw a whip of electrical energy that wrapped around you and just holds you. And it just...
Ow? Marcel? What was that for?
Do I know you?
Yes, you know me.
Kind of looks up at Thynar, and Thynar goes, "Oh, for the hammer's sake, Sire, why didn't you just fucking say something?"
I thought it'd be funnier.
And Marcel drops the spell as just before he drops it, you see this burst go heading your way. This bolt of large energy traveling down this tether, and he drops it just before it impacts you, and it kind of like fades into sparkles around you.
Although I probably did deserve some of that, so I say we're probably good.
Okay, so now I have to set up the alarm spell again.
Nice to see that you got our message, Sarah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm
So,
glad you guys got out of there, because I was a little worried.
Thank for the pickaxes. Nice treat in the hallway there.
I did what I could.
so where have you been?
Oh, I've been in a few places, mostly filled with drow and duergar. It's a long story.
I don't think we're going anywhere. Unless we should. Should we even be staying here? How did you guys get in here? Did you guys not bring anything so that the people who can't see can see? Did you not think of that before you came in here? Which hole did you come in?
That one!
He points to the wall where there's this giant crack in the wall that a turtle can barely fit through. And he's got his candle lit still, so he kind of picks the candle up and drags and carries it over to where the crack itself is, revealing it out of the darkness. And you realize now that there was a cold breeze coming in, but you couldn't really tell from where. And then you're like, oh yeah, there's the cold breeze.
So if you stick your head like towards the crack, can you see outside? Like, can you see to the other side? How far is it?
With the candlelight, no, you do not see beyond the crack. The candlelight does not go that far.
So does this lead to outside? Where does this lead, guys?
This leads to a, I guess, a mine shaft of sorts. It's mostly a cliff, basically, that goes. You can either go up to the surface, which is quite a climb. I think it continued down as well.
Ice spiders are
So,
up.
yeah.
Lots of them.
Ooh, but the owlbear, that was up there too.
I think it ran away, didn't it? After we saved it from some spiders.
I don't know, it was surrounded by spiders, so it took out quite a few.
Okay, Saida, glad you're back. I'd like to go back to bed now. And he's just gonna lay back down. He's just gonna put his hammer back, and he's just gonna kind of lay back down where he was, and just if they're gonna talk,
Alarm
that's
spell.
fine.
Takes the candle, walks down.
Once your alarm is set up again, please put out the candle.
Then how am I going to write in my book? Actually, he
You
goes,
don't.
then how am I supposed to write in my book?
As he starts
Don't.
walking his way. He sets it down.
Follow him over there. Don't write in your book for tonight. We need to stay hidden.
I mean, I did just fine in this room that you all left me in by myself while you were all gone.
Yeah, well, everything knows we're here now, so we need to stay quiet and hidden.
Did you cover your tracks?
Nobody followed me, and that's good enough for me.
Okay. He finishes his spell, and he, with his candle, wobbles back over into that room and looks around and goes, "Alright, well, I'm still on first watch, so the rest of you get some sleep. Without a candle."
I'll take first watch, you go to sleep.
I'm not the one who's been stabbed at all today. Out of everybody here, except for this woman who's got some weird glowing things on her chest that I'm really interested in now, um, the rest of you look like dragon shit.
I've actually only. Well, I've been hurt, but I was healed, and then you hurt me a little bit. But I'm pretty okay.
Syra, go to sleep. And he blows out the candle, sets it down.
Sleep.
So first watch, going through, and he already made his roll. It seems the only event was Syra. Halfway through, he wakes up Thynar, as was agreed before Syra showed up. Thynar's got to make his roll. Excuse me. There's Thynar. Double click. Roll. Can you guys see that roll? No, I even said public and it still went to private.
Right now, I'm just using Jitsi Foundry. The internet's too slow, so I can't see Foundry at all.
Oh, so you're just okay. So his perception check is not the best he's ever done, but not the worst. He's confident that there's nothing ahead, and the fact that Marcel has a couple of layers of alarm at this point set up kind of gives him a false sense of security. Nothing seems to go by. Then he wakes up. He wakes up Ren for the last watch. And Ren, if you give us a perception check, please.
Did I even wake up?
You wake up, and looking about the room, with all these people in here, it's a little crowded. So you kind of climb up to the ceiling, and you find this really nice spot where the breeze is just right, and you just on the ceiling fall back asleep with the breeze just blowing on your back.
Seems legit. Would totally do that.
Syra is the only elf in the room. You take a longer rest than normal for you. And it's been rough. From stab wounds to stressful situations to lying your pants off to telling the truth your pants off to, being with the general to trying to get another drow on your side against the general, basically to worrying about if your friends are dead or whatnot. Your typical 4 hour actually is more like 7. You sleep like deep sleep. You didn't even realize how tired you were. But you are the first to wake. In a cold, dark room. You can all get a long rest. I'm gonna do it for Kappa. Long rest. Huzzah! And now, Thynar. Long rest. Huzzah! And Naval. Long rest. Huzzah! Not sure what's going on with Naval. He says his screen just completely froze.
Well, if I'm awake before everyone else, I might as well walk out to where Marcel put his alarm spell, and I'm going to just look down both halls and make sure no one has actually come down this way.
Sure, give me a investigation roll. Looks great.
This is rough, man. Rough.
Looks great. Super. Whenever the rest eventually wake up, Thynar goes, "Hey, Kappa, you got any more of that beer cheese soup left? I'm a bit parched and hungry at the same time."
Do we have any fresh water anywhere?
It was all on the sled, so I only got what I got in my water skin. I wonder if there's
Do
a
we
kitchen
have any
around here
liquid?
somewhere.
I just need a safe liquid to ingest.
Oh no. The barrels of ale, they're gone too! Oh! No! Which echoes throughout the mine.
I mean,
I've-
we
I've-
all are just waking up, so. What do you exactly mean by safe liquid to consume? Because
Well,
in the wilderness, a lot of things can be consumed that one wouldn't normally
Not
consume.
urine, okay? I'm not drinking pee.
Um, I got this. And I reach into my bag and I pull out this fancy looking bottle with this nice label on it. I was like, you guys can use this. I hand it over to Kappa.
Can I read this?
Well, you can't, because it's dark.
Ah,
And so Marigold is blindly, like, stretching it out. And Thynar goes, okay, I'll take it. Yeah, I got it. I got it. And nope, can't read it with dark vision.
Just give me 1 second. We'll do this quickly. I'll cast dancing lights and give him some light.
Huzzah! Let there be light! So, Marigold, what is Thynar reading on this bottle?
It's got a label that looks like it's got gold filigree for what it says. It says City Spirits, SIDHE, and then Spirits. The liquid inside of it looks purplish, like you would expect just a normal bottle of wine to look.
I'll give it a try.
Kappa, do you need, like, equal portions of things to make it? Or can you just make this wee little bottle turn into, like, a lot?
I don't think I can change the portion. So if I got this bottle, that's all I got. Now, if you turn around and don't look, we might be able to make it expand. Just don't look.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine.
Ren, would you like to expand the volume?
Totally. Would totally do that. I don't know how we would go about it, but would totally do it.
Okay, so I finally look for a semi-larger bucket. I'll pour the wine in. Ren, expand.
Ren expands upon the liquid.
Okay.
Okay.
The alcohol will kill off any bacteria.
You're in a sterile anyway, it's fine.
That's true.
It's only uric acid. So I take the cleaver and start stirring. Thinking, all I'm thinking right now is some beer cheese soup, but yeah,
Beer
maybe
cheese
a little
soup?
maybe a little extra, but just hoping.
Okay.
Ren just quietly chants, beer, cheese, soup. Beer, cheese, soup.
So, when you stick the meat cleaver into the old bucket that has magically appeared in this room, and you poured the wine in there, it at first was like starting to seep through, but then some mending was cast around the bucket to make it watertight again, and then Rend did what they do, and then you stuck your cleaver in. You start stirring it and activating the cooking aspect of it, imagining the beer cheese soup. Syra, are you continuously casting dancing lights?
I mean, it lasts for 10
A minute.
minutes, right?
I thought it was 1.
It is 1 minute. Okay, yeah, I'll cast it, like, I'll keep casting it until 10 minutes go by, because I don't want to keep light for that long.
Okay. So, Kappa, as you're stirring and you're imagining beer cheese soup, the consistency of the liquid that you're stirring eventually does start to thicken up. And it matches the consistency of beer cheese soup. And then you pull out your cleaver, and like this purple long string of what looks like cheese is stuck to it.
Mmm. Wine cheese soup.
Wine cheese soup. Wine
All right.
cheese soup.
Thynar,
All right,
you want to
Thynar,
taste it first?
it's not beer. I think it's more wine. But it smells like cheese and looks like cheese soup. You want to give it a go?
I seasoned it myself.
I think I'll pass.
I'll walk over and be like, "Hey, do you mind?" And I'm just gonna take it and go. It's good. Wine cheese soup.
So there's no cheese flavor, but there is a cheese consistency,
Wine cheese
and
soup.
it
It's
tastes
good.
just like the wine that you gave them.
It's delicious. I totally recommend it.
Yep. We totally eat some.
Okay, new title. Wine chowder.
I approve. Can I have that
Seasoned
bottle
by
back?
Ren.
Yes, with essence of Ren.
Yes.
Oh, here's the bottle.
Thank you. I'm gonna put the bottle back into my bag, into its nice little spot where it's cradled.
Come on, Thynar. Wine chowder soup.
You know, I think I'm gonna be just fine on these couple deal steel biscuits here. But I appreciate it.
It would make a good spread. You could like open them and put it in the middle, and
I'm not much of a wine person. Marcel partakes because he's going to document this in his book that he resummons and starts. And then, whenever the 10 minutes or so goes by that Syra is no longer casting dancing lights, he lights up his candle. And he gets out a couple of like brushes or something, and he starts brushing off the wall more than what he has already done. And he goes, "Ah, darn it. Nothing else is legible. I was hoping there'd be more here."
so what's all in this room now that it's kind of been lit up for a little while?
On the south side of this room is a wall that has a crack in it that goes from ceiling to floor. In the center of that is barely big enough for, again, a turtle to squeeze through. On the north wall is in the stone itself a map of where you are. And in Dwarvish, somebody, if you don't know it, somebody would translate it to say the mines of Sordain. On the west side of the west side, those walls have a couple of random crates where there are a couple of pickaxes. There was a crate that had some explosives that somebody would have told you that Naval now has. And then the eastern wall is actually the pathway out. But under the map on that northern wall, where Marcel, for the better part of the couple of hours you all were gone, has brushed away the dirt and found more dwarvic runes, and that's where he was still trying to see if there's more to the story.
So you guys mentioned that you had a sled. What happened to your sled?
That's a very long story.
We went off a cliff and it went into pieces.
And then we met a very, very friendly group of Yeti that wanted to have us for dinner. And a really, really big Yeti that loved giving us big, crushing hugs. But Ren saved us with a... She saved us somehow.
You can read all about it in my new book, The Misadventures of the Frosted Friends.
Like, I would love to read this book, but how do I read it and you still get to write in it?
I'm not writing right now. Look, you don't need, like, the first 1,700 pages. We just skip that. The Frosted Friends start right about here.
I'm going to take the book from him and be like, could you flip to the page about the weapons?
I don't have too much information. Just what the Forge Master told me whenever he hired me, to write down what his words, nincompoops, did here.
So, what is it with the weapons? Like, where did you guys get these? What did they do? There's 3 of them?
Maybe 4?
As he looks down at the ring on his finger.
Kappa, nobody can hear you.
If you want, I could tell you now. It might be a story for a time that we're not in the middle of a cave full of enemies.
Okay, maybe another time. So, what's the plan here? Do we go back the way you guys came, like, in the hole? What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, we do need to figure out where we're gonna go, because I'm gonna tell you guys right now, the elevator room is no go. Like, we should not go there.
Is it because you did something, Saira?
No, I was led there, and when I got there, there was a lot of Duragar and Drow. I don't think we want to deal with that.
Okay. It's just a lot of times we can't go places because someone did something.
There was not a lot of Duragar. There were a lot of Oathmaker dwarves being forced to repair the lift.
Okay, that changes it. I thought it was the Duragar.
No, there were about 20 dwarves that in Undercommon you heard them talk about as slaves, and that Titania had to kill 2 so far. And you saw where one section of the lift was not locked in place, which is what they were all trying to fix, because it had, you could visibly see it was skewed, and it can't operate like that. So they were trying to force one way down, or try to shift weights to force the other one back up into place. There were the general, the lady, and the male who never said what his name was that were in the room. He brought with him one dwarf because he sent another one off, and 4 Duragar. So it wasn't a whole room of that. The whole room that you saw were rushing up into the diamond mines, the 7 Duragar and the 5 dwarfs. Just as a note of clarification there.
Okay, so we technically could go to the elevator room, but we need a plan first, because there's a few drow and a few Duragar. But if we can figure out how the dwarves, Dinar's family is being controlled, there was actually a lot of them in there, and if we can get them on our side, it might be a good option.
Give me an intelligence or history roll, Syra.
Natural
Balances
20.
out.
Damn, son!
Balances out. There's hope yet.
Fucking A, right. Okay. So,
What do you roll?
Natural
you
nat
rolled
20.
a 22. Natural 20 for total 22 for a history check. You remember that as General Zorban sent that one drow away, you caught very briefly something embedded in the back of its neck. You don't know what it was, and it was very, very quick. But it had like a purple gleam to it that you were able to see even with dark vision. You're able to see it obviously gives off some sort of purple light. And the hair had just moved just enough for you to catch that glimpse. Now you don't know if it's an entire collar contraption or if it's something just embedded in the back of their necks. And whenever you were in the elevator room, you weren't really paying attention to what they were doing. Your eyes are wide, looking for opportunities to get the fuck out. But now that you're at a time where you can be calm and you're discussing these things, you go, and you remember that.
Right. This actually reminds me, I'm pretty sure they have either a device on them or something, because while I was with the drow, there were some doors with him, and they had something on the back of their neck. So if we can disable that, that's probably what's controlling them. And then they might just
Like a
help us
tattoo?
out. No, it had a glow to it. I couldn't tell if it was from a device or if it was magical. So I'm not sure how, but maybe if we can find one of these doors, either by themselves or with only a guard or two, we could probably get rid of the guards and knock out this dwarf until we can figure out how to disarm it.
I'm gonna walk up to the map and kind of take a look and be like, so which room were you in that had these dwarves in it? Do you know?
Yeah, it's the elevator shaft room, and I'll point it out on the map.
So is there alternate entrances into this elevator room versus the one you just came into?
There's at
No,
least
so
two.
to the elevator room itself, there's one path. The one path has multiple branches that splinter out, but the actual room itself, one hallway connects into it from the rest of the mine, and then there's the lift. So that room has basically one normal entrance and exit and one lift. No other that you could see even on the map. Now that tunnel there has different branches that spider off, but there's not multiple hallways that go into that chamber. Just a point of clarification on that map.
Okay. So, there's only one actual entrance into the elevator room, but I think we should look for a dwarf in a different room because we need to figure out how to disarm these before we just go straight there.
Side note, did Syra tell us what happened when she was separated that one time? The first time we were separated?
Are you referring to like last session or?
I think it was last. The one where you went out and it was the room with gems and you set up the traps. Did you tell us about that incident?
That's kind of what we're talking about right now, yeah. I was telling you guys how I saw the... I'm basically telling you guys everything I saw, which includes the Thynar's family, the doors, having something on the back of their neck.
Wasn't there a few dwarves with you that were slaves? Like that one guy tried to send through the traps? What happened to them?
They all went with us into the elevator room, except for one of them. He sent one of them away, and then when I was coming back to find you guys, I'm pretty sure a bunch of doors, well, a couple doors and a bunch of Duergar were running towards the elevator room or possibly the diamond room, because I had already passed there. So I'm not sure where those Duergar and a couple doors are at right now.
Do you have a good standing with the drow right now? Like if you walked up to one and asked for a simple request, would they grant it?
It depends on the drow, because a couple of them probably won't listen to me at all.
Okay. Well, Kappa has an idea. You could request a dwarf because you're angry and you want to take it out on it. That way you get one dwarf by itself, possibly one that's slightly weaker that they want to get rid of anyway. And then after that we can save him and try to inspect this device thing.
There is the map that you all see on the wall. So you have to... It doesn't... or not that all of you. It doesn't stretch very well. I'm not trying to fix that, so just kind of scroll up and down. You guys are currently in the far left chamber that has two branches that end up in into the molten lava room. One branch is the top left branch, and the one is on the left middle. So the main far left chamber is where you all are at now. And then top right is obviously the diamond mines, and then kind of mid-bottom-ish right is the lift. And the extra stuff that's in the black, ignore it, that's actually nothing. But there are multiple sections, multiple breaks, so when I say that one particular tunnel has multiple entryways into the tunnel, you see what I'm talking about. So you see now, based on this map, how close that group really got in comparison to where you all were, because you guys were in the top right-hand chamber. That the general, you guys turned right at that first intersection. You guys were staring at everybody else in that chamber with the light on. And Syra turned right and then went south. And then that was that splinter off intersection that you dropped the mining picks at. So this is the map that you're looking at inside the tunnel right now. And there's no other visible way, as far as this map is concerned, to get up or down the mine other than the lift.
I don't know if I can convince him to allow me to take one of the doors, because the only ones I know of where there are doors that they might give me would be the elevator room, and that's where this guy named General Zorbin is, and he's not a particular fan of mine.
How do I get back to that map? I exit out of it.
I don't know. I'm looking at journal entries and I don't see, as a player, how to bring the journal entry back. Unless I do... If I can do that. How about that? Top right, the open book. Does the map now show up?
It's
It is
there.
in there.
Yeah.
Huzzah! Look at that!
Yay.
Learning Foundry on the fly!
So the map itself, does it have like labels to know what some of these rooms might be?
So in Dwarvish, the only things that are labeled, that is pointed out by any of the Dwarven-speaking people here, is the top right room says Diamond Mine, the bottom right says Elevator, and then the central platform just says Repair Center. But nothing else is labeled. And obviously it's not in pretty color. I wasn't going to make a brown ugly map and then have to make a pretty map for fighting. So, ignore the fact that there's colors, it's obviously not there, but the overall outline is.
So what if you don't say that you want to abuse said dwarf person? You just want him to like follow you around because you're like cool and need somebody to do your bidding and stuff. Is that a thing? Can you do that?
Like security.
Yeah.
If I were to ask for security, they would tell me to take some Duergar, not a dwarf. And again, the only doors I know for sure where they are is the elevator room with General Zorbin, who really I would really rather not talk to again.
So what if we go to like the top where you guys were and like jump down from the top? I'm like really good at jumping down on top of things. I could do that very well.
We could go back to the diamond room and see if there are any in there.
No,
I
like
have
the top.
my doubts.
Go out this little crack thing here, and you said there were spiders. Let's go up to where the spiders were, and like see if there's a way to go down through the elevator shaft place. See if it goes all the way up. Like get the drop on them.
Technically, we could leave But it will take a long time to travel across the top of the mountain, which is where this would take us, to get to the other side where the elevator is. So we will spend days traveling up top, or we can spend a couple hours down here.
It's more like a week up top because of the snooze that are here. The path that I remember is probably not clear anymore, so we're gonna have to kind of like make our own. Last time I was here, the Frostmaiden wasn't a thing, so
We're also really good at the snow if we do decide to go up.
Or we could look around to these other rooms and maybe there's just one of them, I don't know, just sitting there doing something else. Like, what about this room on the left? There's like two little circle thingies. Point on the map and there's like the path to like the very left.
That's kind of what I'm hoping. We can do
that's
maybe
the
some
shake weight.
exploring.
The shake weight room.
Can someone
could go-
screenshot the map and put it in Discord for me?
Oh yeah, I can do that for you. Hold on.
I can just put the real version so it's not stretched in Discord.
Oh, that's even better.
And if you guys see me randomly typing, I am keeping Naval up to date in Discord. What's going on?
Thank you, because I told him I can't.
Of course. Oh, it's helping me because I've had a really long weekend and I am trying to stay awake and stay focused. So it's also going to be my notes for later.
Huzzah!
Yeah, double whammy there. Win-win.
So there are several other chambers we could check around and see if there are any doors that we can get our hands on easier. But if we do that, we do need to be extremely careful because they do know we're here and they are looking for us.
Yeah, let's go check out some other chambers. You said everything in this room had been checked through already. Like, there's nothing that's been unchecked.
Yeah, this is somebody would have told you that based on when they first got here, there was like a level of just dust even in this room, let alone dirt. That just leads them to believe it's not used, and or at least not in some time.
Naval is the one with the dynamite, and I don't remember how much he has.
So, Syra, you have 1 stick and Naval has 3 sticks. Notes.
So we could theoretically, if we don't find a door, we could set up a trap as well with these dynamite. Because I know,
How so?
well, I know for a fact that General Zorbin really wants to find you. He doesn't believe I'm one of you yet, so if we don't find a door in any of the other chambers, I could go to him, tell him I know where you are, lead him and some Duergar, and hopefully he'll take some doors as well. I lead him to where you guys are gonna plant the dynamite. I run past, dynamite blows up, kills hopefully most of them, and then we finish the rest of them off, take some of the doors hostage, disable them. Bad plan, I know, but it's something we could do.
As you're talking about the dynamite, you see that Naval's just been over in the corner. You're not even sure what. He's been pulling different things out of his bag, using his hammer, and he seems to like pull some energy from the armor he's wearing and put it into whatever it is that he's constructing. And then he puts these on. He goes, "Ugh, there we are. I shall see in the dark now."
Do you have more?
No. The dynamite charges are teeny, itty bitty. They're not gonna kill someone, but they will blow your hand off.
Good to know. So,
And Thynar would pipe up, either mining charges, you kind of just make a crevice or hole inside the rock, put it in to make a good split. You don't want to bring the mine down, you're just controlled charge.
but if we wanted to collapse a tunnel, could you do it?
I mean, if you put them in the right spots, probably.
Do you know how to do that?
Well, let me ask Molten and Aldine if I know how to do that. Aye, I could give it a go.
'Cause
Kappa?
that actually just gave me a fairly decent idea. If I can convince General Zorbin and some of his lackeys to follow me into one of these dead-end chambers, I could then run out and detonate the charges, so that the tunnel collapses and they're stuck in the chamber, and we can leave them there and go deal with the rest of the stuff.
Don't forget that the Duergar can grow.
But if they're stuck inside a chamber with the tunnel behind them collapsed, it'll take them quite some time to get out. Doesn't matter how big they are.
Gap has an idea.
Aye,
Looks
Kappa.
like from the map, there's... Okay, we're in that central fixing room, right?
No, you're not in the central room. From that central room, the central lava room,
Uh-huh.
on the top left, in the corner, if you follow that path as it goes round and up into an oval room, and then it comes down, and then left again to a far left oval room. That's where you are at. That is the original section that you're in, the far left oval room, not the shake weight room.
So we have an idea to take out Zorbin, but we wouldn't be able to save any of the dwarves. Could we lure them onto that pathway into the fix-it room and then blow both ends and they go fall into the lava?
You mean trying to blow up the twisted steel roped style bridge?
I mean, I can't tell what that is. What kind of bridge that is.
So, in that central room, those bridges that you walked across aren't wood rope bridges that would burn up. They are twisted steel bridges, like twisted wire that city bridges now use. This is, instead of being large patches of twisted steel, these are much smaller twisted steel sections, and the platforms are that strange black rock that seems to reflect light and not really hold on to heat very well.
So nothing these charges would barely make a dent in.
It would take some rigging to do. Like, you'd have to weaken the section these things are mounted already into, and hope that it's enough. But they're mounted on each side. There's two posts that go down to the rock, followed by another two that pull and hold on the support for the top section of the wire rope. So each section, you'd have to have 8 charges, basically, to do what you're trying to do.
So basically,
it's 4.
It's meant to not be taken down easily.
It's meant to, if there was any sort of volcanic eruption, that they don't have to replace the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
So
sturdy fucking bridge. It's meant to take a beating, so.
So, like, you could go over here. We could look at the shake weight room that we're unofficially calling it, and the little circle like areas. We could like lead the general and his people into that little area, and then maybe that's like a little tiny tunnel, and you guys could blow up that tiny tunnel and trap the general there, and then we could go save the day. But we should probably go check it out first to make sure it's like a really tiny tunnel and there's nothing like stupid in the way.
that's what I'm thinking. Because if the rooms are small, it'll be a couple Duragar and the general. And if he doesn't want to go into the small room, we could just put it in the bigger tunnel that leads to all three of those rooms and collapse the whole section off. And there'll still be plenty of dwarves in the elevator room for us to save. There'll be a couple. There'll still be some drow there, but it'll be easier to deal with them if we have the general out of the way.
Where were you that you first saw the general?
The main lava chamber.
So we're hoping he's in the elevator room so you can take him off aside.
I'm hoping he's still in there, yes.
Right. So we've
Is
been
the elevator-
resting. Go ahead. What, Kappa?
Is the elevator room that room with a big fan vent looking thing on the
Yes.
eastern side?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we've rested for like 8 hours and we're hoping that they just still have minor people around.
That you bring up a good point. So we can take a look around, see what we find first. If we can't find any dwarves, we could potentially go back to the diamond room or the elevator room and see and have Ren go in and see what she sees, since she won't be spotted, or they
You
won't
mean
be
they?
spotted. Yes,
Hey,
they.
there you go. Proper pronouns and all. See, Ren, I'm learning.
Just sad that you didn't try our soup.
Oh. Right, so you say there were my kinsmen in that room, though.
Yeah, there's at least 20 of your family in the elevator room.
So let's just go there. I'll tell them, aye, we're here to kick the drow ass and get rid of the corruption in this place. They'll be on our side, and we'll kick butt lickety split like, and we'll have an army with us.
I would agree, except that they're being controlled, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with the thing I saw on the back of their necks.
Oh. Alright. So. Maybe we have to kill the general guy, or this lady that you saw in there with the whip. Maybe one of them. Hopefully, maybe it's a proximity thing.
Hey, did it look like this? And I kind of like move my jacket again and show the tattoo and kind of focus on it so it gives it a little bit of a glow. Did it look like that?
I don't think so. But at the same time, I didn't get a great look at it, so it technically could be a tattoo. But my thoughts on it are that it's probably more like the collars that we've seen on the drow in the Forge Hammers place. I think it's something more similar to that.
You guys have been all over the place.
Aye.
Okay, I'm up for whatever. I grab the axe, great axe and just kind of hold it over the shoulder. Which way?
Well, do we want to do some exploring before we just try and scout the elevator room?
Yeah, let's just go south and go around, and then if we get there, we get there.
I don't like the idea of exploring because well, not all of us can see in the dark, and one of you disappears completely in the dark. If we just go randomly exploring, then half of us can't do anything. It's perfect for us to get ambushed versus the other way around.
Also, the last time before this whole escapade, one of us kind of went off significantly ahead of the rest of the party. We found her dead in the hallway. So,
That was because we got into a fight, which we actually talked about beforehand, and then I tried to chase the one that was running away.
Oh, fight? You mean when I said, hey, just talk to him and try to get some information, and then you fucking picked out a fight?
No, that was the second time. The first time we talked about fighting, we said we were gonna fight, we fought, one ran away, and I chased. Second time you told me to talk, and I talked, and
Oh,
then it was
I
a fight.
listen. Memory of an elephant here. I specifically said, hey, just go like talk, see some information. Maybe one of them's my family. We can learn something. And you went in, and your version of talk was, "Hi, I'm Sierra. Let me cut you up with me wee little daggers." Ha ha! And that exact voice too.
Are you guys related? You kind of fight like brother.
Aye, we're
sister.
brothers.
Yeah, we're definitely related.
That makes sense. I totally see the resemblance.
As one massively bright reddish orange bearded dwarf stands probably a little shorter than a very lithe figure drow. Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, the things we've seen.
So I think if we're trying to do some sort of ambushy thing, just kind of basing it off of this map, the diamond room probably gives us the better advantage as we could potentially hide on one side or the other. And Syra can lead some of them into the room, and then we can go pizzazz! Or maybe we can have Ren, since apparently, according to Thynar, what he just said just now, she disappears in the dark. That's kind of strange. I'm gonna need to see this, and I want to get this down in my book. I'm very curious, but no, on point. Puts the book
the
away.
whole point is that you cannot see this. It's kind of why it works.
Is it magical? Nope. We'll be here for hours. No. Okay. Or,
And he points with the tip of the feather towards the elevator room.
we could have Ren, who can't basically be seen, look into here for us and let us know if there's anything in there. And if not, that's another great spot to put ambushes or something. I can set alarm, so we'll have a warning, but they won't know.
So,
I think the bigger
Thynar,
rooms give us the better advantage than any of the smaller rooms. Especially if, Syra, you can do your pops of light again, so those that can't see in the dark can see. And maybe it'll give us an advantage on the those that see in the dark all the time for maybe a quick couple of seconds where they're at a disadvantage as they adjust. If we maybe make a brighter light source.
could Thynar not appear to be one of these controlled dwarves next to Syra's side for more infiltration?
I could. I don't have anything on my neck. And I doubt, Insider, maybe you can see, but I doubt they're all wearing. Just gestures to his full ensemble of armor, weapons, and shield. And if things go tits up, I'm basically as weak as a babe.
This actually makes me wonder if I could pull something off. I did tell him I was on a mission for the champion, and if I were to bring you back in chains, I could say you were my mission, and that might get us through the door.
Like if he somehow was trying to escape,
Exactly. He
would
was an
explain why he
escapee.
had no thing on his neck as well.
Mm-hmm.
But would he be wearing full armor and be armed?
I mean, if you're taking me back in chains, there's a good chance, maybe.
He could still be wearing his armor.
Maybe
I
not
would
armed, but
probably have
probably
to
in
hold
armor.
your hammer, and then if things go bad, I could toss it to you.
If
Or
things go
can he
bad,
not just call it?
as long as it's within a certain range, I can just call it.
So I could hold your hammer, you could be in chains, still wear your armor, and we could
And
try
what
that.
what about the rest of them? And what happens to the chains? Like I can't do much. I can't wield a shield and swing a hammer in chains.
With Naval, can't Naval also change face to look like a dwarf as well?
Aye, but he's a bit tall for one.
Let me get this straight. Y'all want to dress up your friends as prisoners to potentially have them get the thingy in the back of their neck to be controlled as actual prisoners, while the rest of us fumble around in the dark so we can't get to you to help you not become prisoners and hope it goes okay?
Aye, that sounds about right. Like all of the rest of our plans.
Am I hearing this correctly?
That actually sounds like the rest of our plan.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that half of you can't see.
So back to the plan where we go scout out the elevator room and we actually see who's in there, if it's a problem or not, to like just deal with, I don't know, there's only two of them in there and we just go wipe out two of them and save the day. That would be a good plan. Or the whole leading them into the big room so some of us can't see, can see, and we kill, I don't know, 5 of them. This sounds like the least like disaster-ridden plan where we're not all splitting up and then nobody can see each other, and then you're dead in that hallway, I'm dead in this hallway, he's dead in that hallway. Let's stay together. We're friends now.
Yeah, okay, let's stick with simple. Go to the elevator room. Ren goes in there to see what there is. Depending on what she sees, we can either go in, or we can go to the diamond room and set up an ambush, and I can lead whoever I can over there, and we can ambush them there.
What if? And I know we're throwing out a whole lot of plans and ideas, but what if we set off those mining charges as the distraction and see how many leave the elevator area and we just go behind them, right?
And he points to this section of hallway where from the mining section it kind of tees off.
We could be hiding like right around this corner with those of you who are invisible looking that way to see if anybody goes off. And what if we just seal up the diamond mine section? They go that way, and we go down.
Yeah, that sounds like it works.
I like it.
Of course, we don't get any mine or any diamonds.
Can you
because we'll be blocking the diamond mine off.
use the diamonds if you're dead?
I mean, I could do a lot of spells with diamonds, and I think whenever Thynar is more devout in his faith, he could bring people back with diamonds.
You have to be alive to do these things, right?
You also have to have diamonds to do them.
I don't think
I'm just saying it's an option.
diamonds are not that important. Just let's get out of here.
Well, let's take it one step at a time and go to the elevator room and see what's in there first. How about that? Just go one step at a time.
Seems fair enough because our whole plan could change depending on what is seen. Never know.
Yep.
Right. Take your last gander of the map because it's going away when you leave the room. You don't get to keep reverting back to the map. Take your last little looky look.
Did Marcel not put the map in his book?
Currently, nobody likes Marcel in his book, so he wouldn't share that information.
I never said anything about. Actually, I particularly said I like books, so.
So
Not
did
that
Marigold. Marigold
Not
wanted a
that
whole copy of
Marcel would share.
I
Nope,
mean,
not that he would share.
I asked for a copy and I asked him to turn to the page where the weapon information was.
Again, not that he would share. This isn't you guys asking, is somebody taking down is somebody recording the map? This is me telling you as the DM, the map's going away because you're not here. The only one who would have access to it might be Marcel if he wrote it down. If.
I
We'll just
studied
have
it
to
once
pull out
before.
the Marcel books are cool. You're a very smart
Listen,
individual
little
for
man.
liking books.
Little man, I like your plan. I'm gonna hang with you if that's okay, because you can see now, because I can't see.
Bullshit! Oh, I'm sorry, Cap is here. Dragon shit!
Marigold
Excuse
has
me.
been nothing but nice to Marcel, so
I
that
did
is
say
not
that
out of
he's-
character.
I did
Excuse
say
me,
he
and-
had a good plan. Little man, I like your plan. I'm gonna stick with you.
I will take another good look at this. I've done it once before, so I'll take another good look at it and just keep it in mind.
Okay, you've got a good look. We'll see how it goes. And the map has been stricken from record. You know how to get to. Never mind. What pathway? What direction are you all taking to get to the mines? The same one you've already taken, where it was the northern section down, or are you going to explore more of sections that weren't yet discovered by you all?
Do you guys mind if we take the quick route? Because I know this other direction is going to be a little bit faster. Or we can go the same way we've gone already.
Quick route is okay.
Alright, then instead of turning left at that first intersection, just keep going down.
Okay. As you instead of taking that left to that first section, you head down, and you can either continue forward or go right. The right appears to dead end, and since you all are going in a specific direction, I assume you're going to just pass by it. Yeah. Okay. Passing by it, you can see probably about 30 or so feet in front. There's like this large stalagmite. I think that's the one that goes from the ground up. And just in front of that to its right, so as you're looking down to your left, is the pathway to go. And since these sections are very snug, what's the marching order? Who's first?
I'm assuming I'm first since I know the map a little bit better.
Okay.
We're probably second, because that's usually how that goes for
Okay.
scouting.
Sure.
I'm either last or second to last.
I'll go third.
All right. So Naval with his dark vision will be in the back. We'll have Syra, Rin, Marigold. And then Thynar with dark vision, so there's a buffer there. Kappa with nothing, and Naval, who's got his fancy goggles on. And you guys don't have any light. Taking your time, as you're not trying to be loud about it, but you're still being cautious. And
Stealthy?
do you want to attempt to be stealthy? That's going to slow you down even more.
Listen, if you go too far, I can't. I'm third. Don't leave me, Rin.
You don't even see Ren.
Oh my gosh, where did she
Ren's
go?
gone.
It's dark, yeah.
Thynar, are we going the right way?
Aye.
Okay.
Do you all want to be stealthy?
It's up to you guys. I'm fine with either way.
I mean, they know we're here, but also they don't necessarily know where we are. They probably think that we're still in the diamond mine.
When you say stealthy, you mean those who can. Right.
That'd be everybody would have to make a stealth roll.
Well, I mean, Kappa's out of jerky, so that's one less crunchy thing we have to worry about.
We also
And
have
your
Thynars in a tin can.
Thynar's in a tin can, and Marcel's your slowest person, moving at only 25 feet a turn.
I think
And you
we
can't go
go
very fast in these tunnels anyway. They were built for dwarves, and so there's parts where Kappa's like having to bend just right for him and his shell to get through, as the outer section of shell is wider than his actual shoulders, and so he's trying to bend just weirdly to get in and through. You got Thynar, who's just walking. They got two loud people, basically. And one slow one. One very slow one.
Yeah, I think we just go cautiously, and since I have
Okay.
120 feet of dark vision, if I spot anything, I can like tell everyone to stop real quick. And
Sure.
And we run up like we normally do.
All right. Then I need you to go ahead and give me a active perception check.
Everybody?
No, just Syra, as they are leading the pack. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Hell yeah.
Huzzah! Huzzah,
Um,
huzzah, huzzah.
I don't know how much you have more planned, but since I'm in North Carolina, I'm in Eastern, so
We have 10
I got
minutes.
about. Okay.
You good for that? Oh, perfect.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the future. We got fun and games.
All right. Do, do, do. 27 total? Oh, you did history. Oh, I see it. Okay.
27.
Jeepers. Jeepers, creepers. Get a look at those sneakers. We need to. Come on, thank
Now
you.
I want to watch Jeepers Creepers. Thanks.
You're welcome. Happy to help.
And if I watch one, I have to watch the other.
Come on, just load. Okay. Nope. 20. Oh, sorry, 27. So, as you're. Well, Come on. Catch up, Foundry. Ooh. No? Hey, there it goes. As you're moving down and around, and the tunnel visibly shrinks here. What was a semi-comfortable one at a time has become a very uncomfortable one at a time. And so, um, when you're walking or squeezing through this section, who? No, maybe. Let me look at you. No. Damn, no. Kind of at the same time, Syra and Naval. It's just strange. The one in the very back and the one in the very front. As you're squeezing through and you're turning around to kind of hold a hand out to kind of help Ren, you can't see with them, but you know they're there to kind of help get them through. You can just see at the corner of your eye, because you off to your left, and you and the Vol at the same time go, shit. As that stalagmite that was there opens up a large red eye. And a giant toothy maw opens up. And tendrils just... And that's where we will end tonight's episode of Rime of the Frostmaiden.